Hey, pizza.
Hey, pizza.
Oh, man, I don't want to pay for no pizza.
Maybe we don't need any money.
What's up, guys? Welcome to the show. It's time for free pizza and vodka. It is the Super Bowl show. This is episode 17. Thanks for tuning in. Check us out wherever you check out your other podcasts, Podbean, Spotify, you know what's up, iTunes, Stitcher, all that shitcher. So thanks for tuning in. If you're under 18, you probably shouldn't be listening to this. Go ask your parents. Actually, you don't even need your parents' permission. Just turn the volume down, put on some headphones. So joining me from LA, Jonas Garvin, comedian. What up?
What it is, Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
And I'm on day 7 of this is going to be my first Super Bowl sober, completely stone cold sober. Like since at least since I was like 17 or something. I don't know, 16, 17. So I've got a fridge full of NA beer, some fake wine. I've got the Virgin Bloody Marys going. But because I'm doing the whole 30-day fitness challenge thing, so I'm trying to eat better. But tonight is a cheat night, so I will be eating deep fried sugar packs, and that's why I'm rocking my Krispy Kreme sweatshirt. I'm gonna be just going off the wall on the food. But I'm on day 7 of the no booze and eating better, and it's pretty shitty. I just said, but the cool thing is, since I'm going to be the only one at the house, we're having everybody over here for Super Bowl that's going to be sober. I figure by fourth quarter, I will be able to rob every motherfucker here when they don't even know what's going on. I'll be going through purses, jackets, because you got to wear a jacket right now in LA because it's pouring rain.
Yeah, you guys had some really gnarly weather out there right now, huh?
Dude, it's been like just, I'm not talking like the normal LA rain drizzle. It's been straight up pouring, like rain machine. You know, like when you work on a rain machine on set?
Yeah, no, I heard they were
stuff.
evacuating Malibu, weren't they?
Yeah, they're always evacuating Malibu. Why would you live there? I mean, I get it. You want to live there, but like if it rains, you got to evacuate. If there's a fire, you got to evacuate. If there's winds, you got to evacuate. But at least, you can say, oh, I live in Malibu with Mel Gibson and stuff.
Mel Gibson.
But, yeah, Malibu.
And Cher.
And Cher and a few other people. To me, Malibu's kind of boring. I mean, it's really nice over there. It's right on the water. It's great. But for me, who likes to have a lot of shit going on, I prefer Venice as far as like beach. Because I like just that weird vibe.
Right.
Venice is like Hollywood, but with an ocean. But Malibu's just giant houses and a couple nice restaurants. That's all it is. If you guys aren't familiar with Malibu, it's huge beachfront homes, the Pacific Coast Highway, which is completely jacked all the time, with every jag-off in his Porsche convertible.
Oh.
And I'm just saying. And I'd like one. And a lot of people that have Harleys that shouldn't have Harleys, if that makes any sense. It's not real bikers. They're a lot of the Rolex riders. And then there's like a couple really nice restaurants. And the kind of people that tow their bike to Sturgis.
Well, that's Hollywood, though. I mean, that's how LA is. That's how the image is. And old guys with money trying to regain or maintain their youth, which, fair enough. I'd be doing that shit, too. That's why they have sex with 20-year-olds.
Well, bringing that up, you have lived here. Okay. In LA, Hollywood, Beverly Hills, you're used to seeing gorgeous, you're used to seeing old nasty guys driving Ferraris with gorgeous chicks in it, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And then you're used to seeing like really young douchey guys driving Ferraris, right?
And then you're used to
seeing like sometimes you'll see you'll see hot young chicks.
What do you mean? Yeah. What the fuck?
Well, no, I mean, you see like hot, gorgeous women driving Ferraris. You're like, okay, she's obviously banging some producer. That's how she's driving the Ferrari. The other day, I saw something that really weirded me out. I saw like this nasty ass, old, crusty lady driving a Ferrari, and I'm like, I don't know.
Was she old?
It was like weird.
Was she really old?
It was just like it was. Well, it was weird. It wasn't like
weird?
she was a hot older lady. It was nasty. Like and it wasn't like she was not attractive.
I bet you
And it wasn't
somebody's
just- she was
tapping
also
that
just-
ass though, so they don't give a shit because they
But I
driving
mean, like,
that Ferrari.
what, like-
They driving it on the weekends.
Yeah, because you're used to seeing like old, nasty, creepy guys driving the Ferrari, but this was like, and she was by herself. There was no like boy toy with her or anything.
Because
So I
he was
just
at
kinda
the
like,
house.
wow, that's
He was at the house cleaning the pool, man,
he's cleaning the pool, yeah, doing the lawn, and
in his underwear,
and eating raw oysters and taking Viagra and getting ready for grandma to come home. So he
being
can
kept. He's just
live
waiting for her to
rent-free.
die, dude. Just waiting for her to die. She kicks off, and then he gets the Ferrari, the house.
he's grinding up the arsenic
You
into
know?
the dinner he's making
He
for
knows what he's
right
doing.
on.
He can't knock his hustle.
Exactly.
If you got to sleep with
Yeah.
an 80-year-old woman, you know, you got to do what you got to do. Tax season is rapidly approaching.
Well, not only that, dude, rent's so fucking high out here. I mean, if you're beachfront Malibu with the Ferrari, yeah. So what? I've slept with a lot worse for free. So
Oh.
why not?
That's horrible, man. That's horrible. So yeah, so Super Bowl is here.
Yeah.
It's, what is it? And the kickoff in about 3 hours.
Yeah.
Brady, bitches, greatest of all time. If he wins tonight, what do you think?
He's already cemented the greatest all time, win or lose.
Really?
He's got 5 rings. Yeah. What can you say? I mean, he is. Everybody talks about the cheating, this and it's whatever, dude. I mean, you can't be that good that long just by cheating. You got to be able to do something. Or maybe you can.
Well,
I
it
don't know,
helps. I'm sure it's a helping hand.
Yeah,
I mean,
but, I mean, I'm sure everybody
if
does it,
more
but-
teams cheated more, maybe they'd be doing better.
I think they all. There was a sign that hung in the Raiders locker room in the 70s that said something like, "If you're not cheating, you ain't trying hard enough." And which, you know, coming from the Raiders, you get it. But I, you know, I don't think the Rams will win this game tonight. I really don't. But it's a tough one to bet. I spread some money around, different things. You know, the stupid bets I like to make, like on the coin toss and all that.
Yeah.
But you know what's funny is I don't know if we talked about this last week. I can't remember or not because I had not yet started my sobriety challenge fitness deal. But in cities where, like when the Kings were in the Stanley Cup, do you remember that a few years back?
Yep.
Okay, there was a buzz in this city. There was a huge buzz. Everybody was a Kings fan. I jumped on the bandwagon, and we're going to talk about bandwagon versus just rooting for a team later. But
You
know, there
always
was a
say
buzz.
that we're going to
When I
talk
was-
about shit later, and we never do, just so you're aware.
I'm
Because
gonna
people
write-
have been fucking
Okay,
tweeting
look,
me and
just-
saying, what's up with that guy? Never revisiting shit that he keeps saying we'll discuss later. I'm just putting that out
because
there.
usually I'm drunk. You got me sober today, so let's fucking try it.
I'm just saying.
But there's no buzz in this city. Like you go to other cities when they're in the, like there's a buzz when your team's in the big game, and I do not see that. But you know, you would think there'd be like Rams flags flying from cars everywhere, and restaurants with Rams banners and people wearing Rams. I don't see that. I
Because
do not
most
see
people,
that here.
most people from that are in LA aren't from LA, so they.
No,
their
I get that.
Their team's not playing today. Like me.
I get that.
us.
Okay, so back to what I was talking about, the bandwagon deal. When the Kings were in the Stanley Cup final, everybody jumped on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
Everybody did. And you know, and when I get pissed off is when people are like, oh, you know, I was a true fan and you're just a bandwagon fan. My philosophy is if you want to root for my team with me, I'm all for it. You know, like I don't be like, oh, I was a real Cubs fan and where were you and all those shit. I don't care. Come on in, join the fucking party. We need all the help we can get. And you know, I don't
think it's
you're
because the
not
Rams
a
are
true
maybe
fan.
the Rams are like they haven't been in LA that long. I mean, I know they were there before or whatever, but so you haven't had football there, so you don't really have that core excitement level, you know, where the people
Yeah,
are,
they've
we're
only
gonna
been
win
here
another
3
one.
years.
You know, it's like the Lakers. You know they're hype for the Lakers because that's their team.
Yeah.
Dodgers.
And it's I mean, when the Dodgers were in the World Series just recently, the last 2 years, everybody was a Dodger fan.
Yeah, I bet you if the Chargers went to the Super Bowl, you'd have Charger shit up pretty much. I don't know about everywhere, but you would notice the Charger stuff because you have quite a few people from San Diego that are probably
That would make the
up in
the
LA
trip up,
living up
you know.
that way now. You know, but
Yeah, I mean, but you gotta understand, yeah, LA's full of transplants, but still, there's a shit ton of people born and raised here, and I'm not seeing a vibe from them. Even on social media, I'm not seeing like a huge thing. You know, it's just to me, it's
said-
really really weird.
you said last week that everybody was a Rams fan and had jerseys and shit on all over the place.
Up Runyon, yeah, all the wannabe actors,
Oh, it was
they
up
all
there.
have like Ram stuff. You know,
Well, that gets
Yeah,
them
because-
pictured. That gets them photographed and they little.
Yeah,
all
that's. I'm
PR
not talking
shit.
about
That ain't
the,
real
the
shit.
poster. You know, like the hashtag Rams fan. You know, it's all for the Instagram
That's
model.
the fake
And
shit.
speaking-
That's the reason why I left LA is because of people like you. Yes, I'm all up in the camera, kiss my ass. Yes, a random day today. I'm talking all kinds of shit because people have been getting away with too much shit for too long, and now it's time to take you motherfuckers to task. Yes, I'm cussing, kiss my ass. Anyway, so you were saying about Runyon Canyon.
Okay. Speaking of fake ass shit. Okay, wait. I see this all the time up Runyon. Hold on. Let me see if I can duplicate it right now for you. You're watching on the what? I'm not sure. I know that like the selfies are a huge craze and everything, but okay. What? I see this and what is this? What like what do
You asking
what
me?
is that?
I'm nowhere near. I'm so far removed
You
from
know
that
what
culture,
Do
man.
they do that over there? Do they do that?
I don't.
Like,
I'm not around people
I-
like that,
I
bro.
see this like and they're doing this shit and I'm like, what the fuck is the matter with
You know what that is? I'm gonna tell you what that is. I'm gonna tell you right now, and this is a warning for all the rest of you people out there watching this show right now. Remember when you see all these news stories of people dying taking selfies? That's that woman doing that, and that's somebody like you walking by and pushing them off the cliff. So that's what's
dude,
happening.
No, it's gotten to the point here now where people are running out into the middle of Hollywood Boulevard to do selfies. Like it's not a fucking quiet, dusty road, people. It's fucking Hollywood Boulevard, and it's amazing. Like to me, I just want to witness some Darwinism. I wish no ill will on my fellow man, but just once I'd like to see some dumb skank who's out on the middle of Hollywood Boulevard doing her selfie and a car, actually a Porsche driven by some old lady, just fucking runs her over. Would be just fantastic. No such luck.
I think you need to like move to like
Have a drink?
Inland Empire or some shit, where there's like a whole lot less people, because you need to like get your nerves need to calm down. I think LA is starting to take its toll on you. You need to take a vacation.
There's more people out there now. You haven't been here in years, dude. The inbred empire is just as packed as it is here, but it's just closer to the meth. That's what I need to do. Start doing some meth.
Oh,
That'd really calm me down, huh? Can
it'll
you
do
tell we're on day 7?
it'll do something. That's for sure. Oh,
Yeah,
my
I
God.
totally see some medicinal marijuana coming in my future here.
So Saints fans are still bitter. I was reading some articles about, we talked about this last week, about the billboards and all that other stuff.
Yeah.
Rams. I got Rams today, man. I know you were saying you can't see them winning, but I've got the Rams beating New England by 6 today, bro. 6 points. Brady goes home without a ring, doesn't retire, and then this is going to be an exciting season because we're going to be looking at Brady. Obviously, Brady's going to be in the hunt to get that ring. We're going to be looking at Breeze because Breeze is going to be coming out charged after getting cheated this year. We're going to be looking at Mahomes because, God, he's a freshman this year. Wasn't he a rookie this year? Or is this his
I
second
believe
year?
so, yes. No, I think he was a rookie.
He's a rookie, right? So he's a rook. So they're going to be watching him now because he had a phenomenal
think he was
season all the way to the end.
Because they had Alex Smith and they traded him to San Francisco to let Mahomes take the reins, right?
Yep. So
no.
So there's going to be a whole
Now, here's
lot
the
of
question:
excitement.
Is Mahomes a one-hit wonder?
No.
You think he's a one-hit wonder?
Fuck.
I don't either.
No, that guy's
But,
fired. He's not Andrew
Fire!
Luck.
Wow, you're speaking millennial. What are you talking about? Andrew Luck came back. Dude, the guy was out for like 6 years with shoulder injury or something like that.
That's what I'm saying, though. He came out and then just fizzled and then got injured and then just his fucking body is made out of hi-ho crackers, man. It's like he gets hit.
Hi-ho crackers. I haven't had carbs all week either, dude. Like,
Your life
I'm gonna me some crackers.
Your life sucks.
And as a
this
white
week.
man, and that offends me. You said crackers.
Your life sucks this week, man. No booze, no crackers,
dude.
no carbs. And you're talking about medicinal
you know what's-
and no carbs?
Well,
you
you-
must be crazy.
Oh, yeah,
You
exactly.
fucking eating ice cream all day.
Yeah, you know what's funny is like you start this thing, you're like, I'm gonna really cut back on the carbs. You can do all the keto, like red meat and chicken breast and cheese and all and vegetables. It's like, and you think sounds like so awesome. Like I'm gonna go eat 6 pounds of bacon, and then all of a sudden you realize there's no snacks.
No.
Like you can't. It's you sit down and when I watch the movies, I want to like eat popcorn, and now it's like, I'm gonna go get a celery stick. This sounds really good.
That doesn't sound good at all. You know what does sound good? Well, probably would have sounded good. You said 14 pounds of bacon or something like that. Are they putting bacon on Big Macs out there now? That's a standard out here now.
No. Well, it's funny you bring up Big Macs because Valentine's Day is coming up, and you know my tradition with my girl. We go every year for Valentine's Day. So
she's still
I'll
with
first,
you?
and that'll be a cheat night too. I can get to that story in a minute if you'd like, because I never go back to anything. But you know what? I haven't heard or seen anything.
No.
And I'm sure if they were putting bacon on the Big Macs, because McDonald's has a commercial every 5 seconds, I would have seen it. But I'm all for it. I mean, have you ever had anything with bacon on it that made it like, take the bacon off that?
Man,
I can see
lots of stuff, but I hear
bacon
what
on
you're
Big
saying.
Mac would be great. Are they doing it there?
Yeah, it's standard fare now. You get see. We were having this conversation. I'm going to deviate slightly. We had this conversation on a different podcast about this living wage thing, and I don't know what your opinions are on this living wage. And I know that the wage, the minimum wage in California, is supposed to go up, and blah 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 blah. So the argument
It doesn't matter.
The argument was that McDonald's employees should have more money because they've got to take care of their families. The flip side of that coin was, for people that don't know, this isn't a job for somebody that's in their mid to late 20s, 30s plus. This is a starter kit job. This is the job you take when you come out of high school or you're at university. You're learning how to maintain a schedule, turn up to work, get your check, take orders, blah, 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 blah. If you want to become a manager, cool, go for it. But the person taking your order saying you want fries with that shouldn't be making $15 an hour. It's not a $15 an hour job. Neither is selling tickets at the movie theaters. Anyway, that's what living wage is all about. And another argument is that people are going to get replaced by computers, like when you go to the checkout at the supermarket.
Yeah, it's already happening.
Right. So for the last few years, and I've been meaning to do a podcast on it, but now it's so normal, commonplace here, it's not even any point. Every McDonald's has these, you can order your own shit. You know, so you walk in and they've got these giant touch screens and you can order whatever you want. So you don't even have to talk to anybody. It's brilliant. You can even sit down and they'll bring the food to you, apparently. So I'm saying that like I ain't never been to McDonald's and ordered.
Yeah, the McDonald's in Hollywood, they not the crazy one on Boulevard, but the one on La Brea, they bring your food to you too. I think it's really rad.
Right on. So as part of placing this order, you can have things put on there. Like if you've got like a normal, I don't know, a 99-cent cheeseburger, I'm assuming they're 99 cents, and you can get lettuce put on there. You can get tomato put on there, and you can add all this stuff you want and take the onions off, whatever. So to put bacon on there is normal. It's an option for you, but apparently it's going to be a full-time thing, and you have to ask if you don't want it, I think. And it's kind of strange to me because we have so many Muslims.
Who is the sick motherfucker that does not want bacon on their sandwich?
No, because see, I'll tell you one thing: bacon here isn't like bacon at home. They don't use streaky bacon; they use rashers. So it's like having a big ass. You know how you took like when you were a kid, you used to take a piece of ham and fry that shit and then stick it on some bread. That's what their bacon is like—a big, huge piece of bacon. It's
fat.
Like, yeah, it's like that big, but it doesn't cook down to crispy bacon. You have to buy.
See, I don't like my bacon crispy.
Well, you know what I mean. You know, bacon shrivels up. This bacon doesn't really do anything. It just kind of curls up a little bit, and it's ultra meaty, and it's not like.
I can't wait to eat it this fall when I come out there. I'm gonna eat that big ass non-shriveling bacon. How do we get on the bacon stuff? Where are we talking about? McDonald's?
We're talking about that bacon on the Big Mac. That's all. You know, these piercing and important topics that people like you know about out there in America.
if I can do a callback here, because we never talk about anything that I say I'm going to again in the show. But as far as living wage goes at a fast food restaurant, I started out like you guys on cleanup, but look at me now.
No. That's not what he's saying. That's not copyright
pretty
infringement.
soon I'll be on fries.
Shut the fuck up.
Then assistant manager.
Anyway,
and that's when the big bucks start coming in.
Can't wait for the sequel for that. Finally, 30.
Yeah, no,
years later.
The funny thing is, I'll put bacon on anything, but I never ever thought to order bacon on a Big Mac. To me, it just sounds like, what the fuck? Why would I never think of that? Because that sounds really awesome.
Well, you could always have some extra meat on a Big Mac because, to be fair, it never looks like anything like those pictures, which has tons of nice big meat. But this is
Well, now, is it just me, or was the orders, your sizes of your burgers, your fries, and everything, were they bigger when we were in high school in our early 20s, or
No, you were just smaller
am I
in
just
high
tripping?
school. You were just smaller in high school. That's all.
I was.
That's
you know,
all it
but
is.
still,
They might have taken out a few
like-
because lots of stuff is like that. Cereal boxes, etc. They made them smaller.
yeah. Yeah, no, I just, but yeah, no, I'm looking forward. I got 2 cheat days in my 30-day challenge. One is tonight, and the next one is Valentine's Day McDonald's. Every year, we don't miss it. Valentine's dinner at Mickey D's, dude. I cannot wait. I'm
Cool.
going
I
to eat
won't
more
eat these-
McNuggets.
I won't eat these Oreos in front of you, then.
No, you can eat it, dude. It's cheat day. I can go eat Oreos all I want. I can. I've got so much. We're kind of doing a like a white trash frozen motif today for Super Bowl because
Wow.
we're all like real lazy today. Usually I cook a lot. You've been here for Super Bowl. You've been here for football. You know I cook all the time, but today I'm like, let's just have like this really fun frozen food thing. So we're getting like all sorts of frozen food, like pizza rolls, White Castle burgers, just anything from the frozen food section that you're not supposed to eat that has no natural ingredients whatsoever. That's what we're going with for Super Bowl.
I wish
So,
we could get White Castle
tomorrow-
burgers frozen here. That would be.
You can't even get them frozen there?
No, they don't sell that shit in the supermarkets here.
Really?
No, of course not.
Wow. You would think they'd have a White Castle in England. They got everything else, right?
No, we only just got Taco Bell back. They used to have Little Caesars here, like way back in the day, but they don't anymore.
How's the pizza over there? Can you get good pizza?
If you go somewhere nice, yeah, you can get good pizza. I mean, it's not like most of the delivery places. There's actually an Italian place right up the road from here, and they do a really good pizza. And I get them
Right on.
delivered usually on Sundays when I was watching football before we used to do the podcast. But they do some really
Cool.
exotic shit. So, yeah.
Well, just like start figuring out cool places to eat for when we get there this fall. But yeah, no, that's I'm looking forward to it, dude. That's going to be so fun.
Excellent.
Are you broadcasting from the airport today? Is that what I'm hearing?
No, man, that's Bonobo.
Like, are you on the jetway?
That's good stuff you're missing out on. I just had to send you this stuff. So, I was watching something earlier today. I was sitting on my ass, cleaning my gun, and there was this '80s program on, and it was brilliant. And they were talking about all these programs that I hadn't seen in so long, and how they changed history and how TV changed. And I kind of started to get a feeling for why society, or at least the millennials, are ruined today. It's because, and why TV sucks now, because
Let me count the ways.
we had the best TV. We literally had the best time in TV growing up watching TV in the early 80s and into the mid 90s. That was like the best time for TV, in my opinion.
I would even say starting in the late 70s, going all the way to the mid 90s.
Yeah, well, there wasn't as much in the late 70s, but it was there. You had your MASH, your Jeffersons. You had shows.
All the Family.
Yeah, you had shows,
Yeah.
but it wasn't at the same level as it got to. It didn't really turn. I guess it was starting to turn around then. But anyway, so before then, we always had like Father Knows Best and Donna Reed and, Beaver
Yeah.
Cleaver. We had these perfect lives that we were
Fucking white people and their fucking shows.
seeing. But then, like the 80s, was the beginning of the end, in my opinion. We had things like, Roseanne, Married with Children, which was great. And we were seeing all these families that were doing bad. And we never saw families doing bad. We always saw families doing really good on
Yeah.
TV, right? And then you had the dynasties and stuff like that in the 80s where you used to be beating the shit out of each
Falcon
other.
Crest, Dallas,
That's fucking
Fucking-
awesome.
and Cheer. Remember Must See TV on Thursday night was what was it? Cosby Show, Family Ties,
Yeah.
Cheers, and the Night Court.
Right.
I mean, that was like, I don't know any family that was not in front of their TV on Thursday night.
Yeah, so
during
that
those
was-
times.
That was fire.
And you know what else in the 80s we had? We had MTV. We had into the 90s, it was videos and the occasional stupid show like, Spring Break and all that, but like,
Man, there was
I don't know if
nothing
you've turned on
stupid
MTV.
about Spring Break, man. I don't know what you was watching.
you know what I mean, though. Stupid like in remote control and all those dumb
Oh,
shows.
Remote
but,
Control was my shit with Ken Ober, man. I love that show. Anyway,
yeah,
listen.
and but we had like, I remember you'd stay up late waiting for the premiere of a video.
Oh yeah.
And it was just, it was rad. But no, yeah, now I don't really know. Everybody, these kids, they just stream their shows. I had a big conversation with my agent this week about commercials and how they're just kind of basically going away.
Right.
And I'm like, it's the money's not there in them anymore. And it's just, we talked about this a couple weeks ago, last week, about how everything's changing and all that. But yeah, dude, you're right. The golden era of like sitcoms and it was the beginning of the end, because then they just started turning out crap after crap.
It's
after
all
crap.
shitty, isn't it? I mean, you could know, when I started to really notice when it was happening is when Saturday Night Live started to just get really bad. And I was like, what the hell happened to SNL?
Well, the thing about SNL, it goes in waves, right? It's like started out great, and then it sucked. Then it was great, then it sucked. Then it great, and it sucked. I would have to say, in my personal opinion, that it hasn't gone uphill since, I want to say maybe the Mike Myers, Dana Carvey years,
Right.
in the 90s.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I mean,
so
that's a long time.
That's a long time.
That's
ago.
a long time, dude.
It's a long time ago. So,
but at the same time, in defense of Saturday Night Live, the writers, the sketch, the performers, what can you do? There's only so many characters you can create. So many
exactly.
sketches
So
you can
that's
write.
exactly. That's my point to why TV was the best in
Yeah.
the late 70s, because what they were coming out of comedic wise, I mean, they didn't really have a lot of content, period. So the content they were coming from was Honeymooners, I Love Lucy, stuff like that.
Yeah.
So there was very simple comedy that was being done, but it was funny because, it was new and it hadn't been done yet. So now as comedy started to develop, it started turning into All in the Family and, Jeffersons. And that was so hard edge compared to what we were watching, and then it just went nuts from there. You had Morton Downey Jr. and there's people throwing chairs at Geraldo and shit, and then we had
Now,
Springer.
when Jerry Springer in the heyday in the mid '90s, that was rad.
Right,
That
so
was
then we
just
had Springer.
but it's still on.
Well, yeah, because it's just one of those
Springer is
things.
still on.
It's one of
I
those
like
things.
Maury Povich though. You ever watch Maury? Maury over there?
If I do watch any of that stuff, it would be Maury Povich. I do watch. There's a website called now. I don't know why I'm shouting them out because I fucking hate them. Their service is not that good. I know, right? So, but they'll have terrestrial television on this website, and it's based out of Pittsburgh, and I occasionally will catch Maury. But I think Jerry was the beginning of the end once he turned to. Once there was a congressional hearing, I think, against what they were showing on TV, we needed to really rethink.
Well, have you noticed? It's like our congressional hearings over here are on everything that doesn't fucking matter. Like we're blowing up other countries. We have people starving and home. But let's have a congressional hearing on steroids in baseball.
Yeah,
it's the fucking
hockey. They did hockey.
We watched. Yeah, or concussions in the NFL. Yeah. Wow, you mean that repeated blows to the head fucking cause brain damage? Get the fuck out of here! You took a congressional fucking hearing to fucking figure that out.
Yeah, it's
Can you maybe go back to doing something other than stupidity? But yeah, back to the TV. Like, we had all this really, really cool TV, and I mean, now there's still some good stuff on. There's some shows that we watch a lot, but they're not on TV. Like we like to watch that the Marvelous Miss Maisel. Do you watch that show at all on Amazon?
No, I don't watch.
It's a really good show.
So
but we watch that, and I still love TV. Because I watch a lot of TV. I like it. I watch documentaries, whatever, the news.
Yeah, I watch the news.
But yeah,
when
the
I'm
stuff
on the
that's
laptop for that kind of stuff. I don't watch it on TV.
But the thing is, though, what I was about to say, that the stuff today that passes as sitcoms, it used to be. It's kind of like when you see a movie trailer, and you're like, "Oh wow, that movie looks really rad," and you go see it, and it sucks or whatever. But okay, at least they have a good trailer. Now I see commercials for TV shows, and the commercials aren't even funny. Like that's their best shit. That's their selling point, and they can't even make 30 seconds funny. Why the fuck am I going to watch the whole show?
Yeah.
And that's what we have over here now. It's crap.
Yeah, I have to say that having lived over here in England for over 7 years, the comedy, I think, is far, far more intellectually stimulating. It's definitely better. The way that a lot of the comedy is presented it's just smarter. and it makes it's on a different
Well,
level.
you guys have more time to write over there because it's always fucking raining and overcast and cold. So
How
you
the
just
hell
sit in
are
the
you
house
saying it
and write
rains
jokes.
more here? You guys get more rain over there in like Texas, I think, than we get here. And you guys
today, or
your
the
houses,
past
your
3 days we
houses are
have.
sliding off the hills over there because of the rain.
Yeah, in Malibu. $6 million and your house slides away, you know?
What a
Yeah, and that's another
nightmare.
thing that cracks me up. These people that live on these stilt houses, and they're nuts. Like, I don't.
Yeah, I used to see that when I used to drive to work through the canyon, you know, on my way to Beverly Hills, and you just see the houses. Just like, God, I could never live dangling off the side of a cliff by some fucking steel girders or whatever. I couldn't do it.
No, most of them are wood. Like, not even made of iron, dude. They're just wood. Termite infested, rotted wood. Just wait. And it'd be one thing if you lived on a stilted house, like maybe in Colorado, but not on a fault line where we live in. You know, I don't. And they pay so much. It'd be one thing if I could understand if the houses on stilts were like the projects. Like, if that's where you lived, if you didn't have any money, because there's a chance it's going to crumble down the cliff in an earthquake.
Yeah, that's
but
some
no,
high
it's like
risk.
super rich people.
High risk.
You'd think they would know better. Like, you have all this money. Go read a book, you stupid motherfucker.
I don't know.
Hire a, what do you call those, seismologist or whatever? I don't, earthquakeologist? Well, I don't know what they're called.
Seismologist.
Yeah.
One of those. Something
Whatever,
like that.
you know.
Something like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
it's
so-
the correct term for it.
That's all right. Malibu will always be Malibu. We actually had Caitlyn Jenner on the TV here last night on one of the programs that I watched. Man, I don't even know.
It's a she now. Just say she.
Fucking pronouns, man. So anyway, so the discussion was the house in Malibu, which is the residence. So, and I was
Where it lives?
I was laughing.
She, I mean.
Well, you're out there. You're out there in it, man. So I don't have as much to lose as you do for going in on Caitlyn Bruce Jenner. Whatever. But
Last I checked, she's not casting anything, and she's not booking any comedy shows, so I'm okay. So, but you know, in this day and age, somebody would be like, "Oh, I heard you call Caitlyn Jenner in on a
what do you
podcast.
mean?
Your career's fucking done."
Exactly. That's how your whole society construct is out there now, which is why it's so dangerous to one, be in LA, and two, to open your mouth, speak against, you know, anything that's not mainstream acceptable.
Oh, well, did you hear about the Virginia governor? Have you heard that news?
Oh
out
my
there yet?
God! Is this the guy with the KKK yearbook picture?
Yeah.
What is going on?
I don't know,
How
the
is this
blackface?
even happening? Please explain this to me,
Well,
because I just saw the picture and I was like, I'm not even opening that bullshit. This can't be real. And
There's a picture surfaced from his yearbook. What's funny to me is like it just surfaced. It's been in his yearbook since 1984. How does this just? It's not like it was a photo in the attic. So now so it's like it's a picture of some guy in blackface and some guy in a Klan uniform, and they can't figure out which one's the governor, which one's not. But it's on his page, and
Yeah, it had
he
his
says he
name
doesn't
on it,
remember.
right? Wasn't it?
Yeah.
His name was attached to it.
Yeah,
He's like, yeah, that ain't me.
And yeah, like he says he has no recollection. Like I don't know if he was on a blackout. Oh, do you see what I did there with the wordplay? But yeah, I put that on Facebook too. It didn't do too well. But it's to me, it just, you know, it's a stupid photo. It's just.
Well,
But
that's probably just representative of the stupid type shit that kind of guy did in his stupid town growing up in the stupid ass South, and that stupid
It was
time
his
in
medical
history,
school.
You know,
Medical school yearbook.
well,
like, so he was in graduate
right,
school.
And those guys,
and they're
are
both
out
holding
there.
a beer.
Oh yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, they were both holding the beer. It's a stupid fucking thing. You do a lot of dumb shit. You know, but people are automatically calling for everyone's heads.
Well, I would call for that guy's head. I think that's valid. I mean, only because he's denying it, and only because of the absolute negative, you know, attachment to that kind of stuff. I mean, that's a bit much.
I get that. If he owns up to it and be like, look, I was fucking being stupid and I was drunk and we fucking, you know, dressed up like fucking idiots.
Right,
and,
because Prince
you know,
Harry was
he's
in a Nazi, you know, costume, an SS outfit, and you know they killed him in the media for a minute, and then that was the end of it. And somebody else did something like that too back there. I forget who it was.
Tom Green.
Yeah, of course, probably Tom Green, but I'm not familiar with it.
You know, but of course it was Tom Green. But he got to bang Drew Barrymore, so that's kind of cool. Yeah, no, I mean, but the thing is, the fact that people are so quick to just look into somebody's for dumb shit, like it's, you know what I'm saying? That was dumb shit. That wasn't like he murdered somebody. I mean, I'm not justifying anything. What I'm saying is,
it was Megyn Kelly. What she did was dumb shit. It was her that I was thinking of. Him, what
did she do? I can't remember.
She was talking about the same thing. Because you were talking about them calling for people's head for blackface or whatever. She had a yearbook issue, the same situation just a few months ago. Might even have been about a year ago. I don't think so, but recently she got fired from her position at, I think she was at NBC, and she still walked with the rest of her contract, so she's still getting like 30 some odd million. I don't remember the exact number, but a lot, tens of millions, based off of something that happened in high school that she claimed that she didn't know about or something like that. But it was blackface. It was the same thing, and she was like, "Oh, this is the kind of thing that, you know, we would have done or something, and it would have been okay." And she said it was funny, but you know.
Well, do you remember when Ted Danson did it?
Yeah,
when he was dating Whoopi Goldberg,
got away with that shit either, just because he had Whoopi as his woman. But you know, I mean, I don't know. It's a different time.
Here's the question. Here's the question on the blackface thing.
Yeah.
Here's the thing. Okay, this is just for a conversational thing. I think the movie White Chicks is fucking hilarious.
Yeah, we were hearing this conversation circulate on podcasts too.
Okay,
about
so what's
that? So black people doing whiteface, or like this guy's like, my son wants to go out as Dracula. What do you do? Can't go out in whiteface.
Yeah, I mean, it's just
it's
to me. It's all in the context, you know.
Yeah. Kind of like pork faggots, right?
Pork faggots, yeah. Which okay. Just here's the disclaimer, Mister. I don't ever go back to everything. Pork faggots is a delicious meatball served in your freezer section in England.
Yes.
I'm not talking about homosexuals or pigs. No. I'm talking about meatballs.
Well, you are.
So if anybody has a problem with that, okay. So I am talking about pigs, not police pigs, but regular pigs. But yeah. So if anybody wants to get offended and email me about pork faggots, may I suggest you look up what they actually are? We talked about them last week. But back to being offended. Everybody just wants to be offended so quickly, and everybody wants to look up shit from people's past. And
it's media itself.
And be like, let's hang this motherfucker now. It's like, well, what difference does it make? You know, I understand if you killed
it sells.
That's true.
Sensational.
Yeah, it does. It makes and the thing is too, you want to sell records, you want to sell tapes, tapes. Sorry, I don't know, from the 80s. But you just attach the word racist to anything, and it makes the best publicity ever.
Well, you know what? I think I'm glad that these people.
It makes people talk about it.
Are all sensitive like this now, and I'll tell you why. Maybe it'll start to eliminate a lot more of these people that are doing yearbook pictures, and it actually seems like it's actually gotten really worse as I'm thinking this.
What's wrong with yearbook pictures? I'm in some yearbook pictures.
No, yearbook pictures. We just talked about two people, both in the public eye, with yearbook pictures, and you were saying the one guy was at med school, so these people are probably out there.
They were back at this was their medical school yearbook.
Yeah, okay, that's fine.
Oh, you're saying so now they're out there operating on people?
Yeah, that's my point. So it's like these people are out in your life. So, I'm saying when I said yearbook pictures, I mean the people and the kids now aren't behaving like that as much. But then as I was thinking it through, it seems like they actually are acting like that more now than they probably, if not, equivalently back then. But it's more overt now, and I see a lot of it.
Well, and think about this though. If there was all this, because I think, the kids today realize that there's a camera everywhere you look. I mean, no, you can't get around anything anymore. If this bullshit social media, cell phone, camera phone, all these pictures had existed in my 20s, like it does now, I would be doing life in prison. I mean, we all would be for the shit we were doing. But you know,
Well, you
just
behave
because
differently as a result of it. You definitely do. But that's
we
what
were having
that's kind of like goes
so
to
much.
my. That kind of goes
It's
to
not
my
like we were
point,
hurting
though.
anybody, but
No,
like
we were hurting,
you know,
we weren't hurting anybody. But I think that's irrelevant whether or not there were people were getting hurt. I think what's happening is now because that was on a group level, like you just said, we weren't hurting anybody, which would mean someone else. Everyone is now everything is about them. It's very about
Yeah.
my feelings and personally. So everyone is an individual now.
and everybody's a pussy these days.
Everyone's an individual, so it's tougher.
Pussy.
To it's tougher.
I was going
to
to say
not-
pork faggot, but I'm not going to say pork
So you
faggot.
can't say it now because it's completely.
You can't say
it's-
pussy?
It's problematic when you say it out of context like that.
Are you gonna need a warm fuzzy hug after this now, or
No,
are you?
I'm not bothered by that shit, man. I don't need any safe spaces or anything like that.
Yeah, no, well, we talked about it last week. They've been so coddled their whole lives that they can't wait to be offended so they can be coddled some more.
Yeah.
It's just and the funny thing is, like, think about how pussified this younger generation of millennials is now. What, like, I kind of wish I was like really, really old so I'd die soon so I wouldn't have to see it. But just think about what's coming up after.
I think about that sometimes. I'm like, I'll be dead in like 40 years or so. So hopefully it won't even matter before then.
But think about how big of pussies the 20-somethings are now. Think about 10 years from now, dude. What's gonna happen? Are you even gonna be able to like say hello to him without being like, oh God, he's not.
That's the point that I was kind of getting to earlier, but I just kind of went off on some tangent. But because
the cookie has kicked
yeah,
in.
because the kids they're different. They're just different. So when they have their kids and raise their kids, it's not going to be the same for them. They're going to treat them so differently. So now what would be if you had kids, your grandkids, they're going to come up in a time that they're seeing so much emphasis on freedom of choice in one's gender and all this other stuff that's taking place. At least in the States, it's like that. I don't see that as much over here in the UK,
It's just,
like at all.
It's
actually,
gotten so freaking out of hand.
yeah.
It's
So
just,
you have to imagine. Think about it like this in terms of this. Think about it like when we grew up. The most amazing technology that we had was probably one of those like handheld video games that had the little hash marks that was football and it would go across the screen and shit.
yes,
that-
Atari, Nintendo
Right.
was pretty cool.
Right, well, the video games had one stick and one button, and that was it. So now,
Until we got Nintendo, then it had that two buttons.
yeah,
and
okay,
a
So- yeah, but you're
stick.
no,
I'm just- I hear you, I hear you, but it was simple.
Yeah,
It was
right. So
simple.
we were basic as shit, but we grew up on that basic stuff, and then
Yeah.
created, the stuff you see now. So now we have kids that are growing up with iPads. We didn't have any of this stuff, and you can have like a 2-year-old that can kill it on an iPad. And what were we doing it to? We had our fingers up our ass. So
Yeah, well, you know what's funny too? On that, have you ever like walked into Best? Do you have Best Buy over there?
no, we don't have Best Buy.
Okay, do you have places that sell TVs?
Of course we do, Jonas.
Okay, there's everything on the telly. Where have you bought your telly over there? But the other day, I walked into Best Buy. Now, for those who don't know what Best Buy is, maybe you're listening overseas. It's just a big
we used to
electronics
have
store.
Best Buy here, but they don't anymore.
Okay. Anyway, I walked in and I saw a football game on TV. So, of course, I stopped to, let's check out the football game. It was a fucking video game, dude. Like the football games we had, growing up, you knew it was a video game. It was like,
Yeah. The technology, the graphics and whatnot are far superior.
Oh my
obviously,
God! It was like watching a football game. I couldn't
Right.
believe it. It was a video game.
Right. So, but my point that I was getting to was that when these kids are now growing up with iPads and that technology becomes standard as a standard understanding of how life functions. Like I remember when I worked at Apple and this kid walked up to the TV screen and started swiping at the screen because he was thinking it should swipe, because he's probably played with an iPad or any other type of device. And the kind of stuff that they're going to create when they're in their 20s, these kids that are, 5 years old right now, and we'll be
It's scary.
we'll be in our late 60s. Well, I will be. I'll be in my mid to late 60s. So I'll be almost 70, almost my mom's age. Sorry, Mom. And these little kids will be
I'll be old as fuck.
They'll be creating stuff, and we see where these robots are. And I've got this Google Home Hub behind me where you can say, "Hey Google," and then the thing starts listening to you and it tells you the weather and all this other crap. But we didn't have that kind of stuff, so people are just changed so fundamentally. It's going to be.
Well, it's
nuts.
moving so fast now too. It's moving way, as far as I'm concerned, too fast. But now I sound like an old man. It's like, God damn it, slow down.
You're old, so let's take a break and we'll slow it down then, since you're saying it's moving too fast, and we'll review Bird Box, which is a Netflix. Is it a Netflix film? Was it in the theater?
I watched it at the house, so I think it's a Netflix.
It's a Netflix film. I think it's a Netflix film.
I don't know.
Anyway, we'll be right back. Okay, we're back. Thanks for sticking around. So, Bird Box is a film out on Amazon. Netflix. We'll bleep that out. On Netflix.
Whatever it is.
Yeah, one of those streaming sites at your house.
It's out. It's a film. It's
just
out.
Go Google it. It stars Sandra Bullock.
It's on VHS. You get it at Blockbuster.
You can't get it on beta. They never had the tape, and the guys never brought it back. Bird Box. So it's with Sandra Bullock. It's a drama horror film. So like this ominous unseen presence, drives most of society to suicide, basically, is what's happening. And she's trying to get her kids to safety. And that's what we're going to talk about. So if you haven't seen it yet, we can't not give spoilers this late in the game. You catch up on your shit because this film's been out for a minute. So we're going to talk about it.
Yeah.
So I saw all these things on Facebook, people blindfolded and all this shit. So I'm like,
the Cody Parkey one from the Bears. The Bears kicker was the best one.
So I didn't. Yeah, that one was good, but I didn't understand what was happening. Is my point, because I didn't see the film until just maybe a couple weeks ago, and
okay.
So I didn't understand the context of why people were blindfolded. So I'm watching this film.
You just thought that it was that bad. You had to go watch the movie with a blindfold.
Well, no, I'm trying to stay in tune with pop culture, and everybody's commenting and making these memes with these blindfolded people running and stuff, and I didn't know what the hell was happening. So
yeah.
And then someone's like, "Yeah, you got to check this film out." So I watched the film. I like Sandra Bullock. I'll say that. I definitely like Sandra Bullock. So anything that she's in, I'll say, yeah, okay, I'll check it out. And
she's a pretty good bus driver too.
I mean, the movie was okay, but out of 4 stars, I'd have to give it like 2.5. Like really, 2.5.
Okay.
There was just too much unbelievable shit happening in the film that just really made it too hard.
It's a movie.
Yeah, I get that shit, but
it's a fucking movie.
Come on, man.
Please don't be one of those people that's like too much unbelievable shit in a movie. For one, it's a movie, you can do whatever you want. I remember watching like it's like watching Star Wars with somebody and they're like, "Oh,
no, that's
yeah,
Star Wars.
Like
That's science
happen.
fiction.
It's like, come on, dude,
that's science
movie.
fiction, though.
So is Bird Box. Bird Box is science fiction.
All right, Rambo's not science fiction, but we accept that shit. Right?
No, Rambo is based on reality.
Yeah, okay.
Fucking, come on.
That shit. Fine. So this film,
but Rambo
she starts off with these
like
fucking
Roadhouse.
Birds, right? She's got these birds, and if anything that has to do with this presence that's making people kill themselves comes near, these birds go crazy. So that's why she's taking these birds everywhere, and they're in this box, and she loses the kids in the film, and they're blindfolded, mind you, this whole time so that they don't see this entity that's making people go nuts. And she's running into trees because she can't see. She's falling over and shit. She's riding upstream in a boat. The boat tips over, and she swims to safety to find the kids who's everyone's blindfolded. And she's still got these birds in this fucking box that have not fallen out of this box. The top never comes off the box. I didn't think that was very realistic. That was the key focus of this film, too, and I thought it was stupid. Over to you, Jonas.
Well, I actually enjoyed the film. It was a little long for me. I didn't think I was going to like it because, for one, I'm just kind of like over Sandra Bullock. I'm like, I don't mean that in a bad way. Just me personally, like okay, it's more Sandra Bullock. But I enjoyed it to me, but then it got kind of like a little winded. You know what I'm saying? It could have been a lot shorter than it was because I had no idea what the movie was about. I had no idea. So I was
me either.
I just watched it and I was like, oh, this is kind of cool. Like it was like really rad. And but no, I enjoyed it. My only complaint was that it was just too long and too much bullshit in it. But I was pleasantly surprised. So I'm gonna give it 2 snaps and a twist. Remember that show in Living Color?
Yeah.
But no, I enjoyed it. And
no,
as
I
far
didn't.
as,
I'm not saying I didn't enjoy it.
No,
I'm
but I
saying
mean, like,
that there was
okay,
too
the
much
boat tips
bullshit
over.
in it.
Who gives a shit? It's a fucking movie. Like,
yeah, I understand that, but the whole
were you
point-
hoping
the whole
that
point,
the kids would drown and
yes,
the birds would drown?
one of them should have died.
Hi,
One of them was supposed to
Vaughn
die.
Joseph, morbid fucker.
One of those kids was supposed to die. It was two little kids, and they had to take a look. And yeah, they're riding over the fucking rapids in a rowboat. And give me a break, man. Come on, it's like Indiana Jones jumping off a cliff with his mom and shit, and they both make this soft landing in a bazaar full of pashminas.
Or you mean like
some
John
shit.
McClane tying a fire hose around his waist and jumping off the 50th floor into the building? Okay, yeah, that's called movies for a reason. But there is hope for you.
No,
there is
man.
hope for you.
Get out of
Hey,
here,
puppy dog.
man.
There is hope for you.
The
They're
whole
probably going to make a Bird
point
Box sequel.
of the
You can probably
film-
get a part and maybe kill one of those kids.
The whole point of the film is
In
this
his trailer, just choked
bird
a little fucker.
box. It's called Bird Box. It's this
Yeah.
box of these
There's
birds
a box of birds
that has
Yeah.
fallen down hills, bumped into trees, been shot at, tipped over in a boat in the rapids, and the lid never came off and the birds never flew away. That's the key aspect of this film is those birds
We-
in that fucking box.
we-
I just
weirder
thought that was a
things
bit
have
much.
happened.
I just thought it was a bit much.
Weirder
That's all
things
I'm
have
saying.
happened.
That's
That's
all
all
I'm
I'm gonna
saying.
say.
I just thought it was a bit
And
much.
especially.
But I liked Sandra Bullock. I was upset that they
I wish she
killed-
would have showed her boobs.
they
That would have been cool.
She's
she
too
ever
old for
shown
that.
her tits in a movie?
Too old for that.
I don't
now.
care.
Not
There's
saying
just-
that. Whoa, hold on. I'm not saying that Sandra Bullock does not probably have nice boobs. That's not why I said she's too old. What I meant was she's too old because her career has advanced too far for her to do such stuff where she would need to take off her top and show us her boobs to get us to pay attention because she's that good.
To me, on that note, I'm going to give it 3 out of 4 stars because no movie, in my opinion, can ever get. I guess we're going on a 4-star rating on this show.
Yeah, sure.
Can ever get all the stars it deserves unless there is tits and fart jokes. I mean, that's just a prerequisite for great cinema. So
See, that's just
3 out of 4
subjective.
stars.
We can go 5 stars if you want to make it more mainstream.
I think we should go 5.
That's fine. I'll give
I
it
think
3
we should go
stars.
11 stars. That
No
way it gives us a
11s.
lot of leeway.
No 11s. I'm going fine.
No, 5.
I'm going.
These go to 11.
I'm going 3 stars on this film. Then I would recommend it to people. I'm not saying it was poorly written.
Oh, yeah. It was
or
fun to
anything
watch.
like that. It was interesting. It was just some certain spots where, I mean, if you really think about it, and I mean, I understand the premise of the film, and it's a film. I'm not saying it was a documentary or it was, whatever.
Movie.
Right.
I don't know. With film, we should. Godfather was a film. This was a movie.
So I don't, it just got to be a bit much, and maybe it was just because I watched it by myself. Sometimes you're in a funk, you're in a mood. Like I've watched stuff and then thought, yeah, it was kind of funny, and then watched it with other people, and the whole experience and the vibe was completely different, and there's just different energy. So maybe I was just mad because, I wanted.
Yeah, no, I
something
mean,
to get it
to
in
me,
life or something
the
stupid.
basis of a movie is were you entertained? I don't care if it. And you got all these film snobs, especially with the award season here right now in LA.
So now I'm a film snob.
That will, not you, but people that. I'm sorry, dude. If a movie entertains, that's all that. That's the whole point of a movie is to entertain you, and that's
Usually,
all that should
yeah.
be. I mean, some movies, yes, some movies speak to you, some make you cry, some make you laugh. But if I'm entertained for like some movies, like I can't, it's like, okay, I can't watch this. This is fucking awful. And I get pissed off. But like,
Slaughterhouse.
okay, I was about to say Roadhouse. Roadhouse, I've seen a million times because it's entertaining. Are they taking home Oscars? Is it fantastic acting and great plot? No, it's just a lot
No.
of fun to watch.
No.
So
No.
yeah, so it's just fun to watch. You don't like Roadhouse?
I didn't say I didn't like Roadhouse. You said,
Well, that's
are
what I'm saying. No,
you
the
said, are they
acting is-
bringing home Oscars? And I said, no.
No.
Hell
But
no.
then there's some movies that win Oscars, and I'm like, okay, do they just give these things away?
What do you think about them nominating Black Panther? I don't know if what you thought, if you even saw the film, and like
I didn't see it.
I saw an article that I can't remember the guy's name. He was saying that people in Hollywood, nobody in Hollywood thinks Black Panther is a good movie. And his contention is the movie, and I've heard this on, now I'm hearing this on the white side of the coin, and I've been hearing this on the black side of the coin, that they've only nominated this film because this way they are, you know,
To shut the black people up?
people will watch the film, the awards ceremony, especially after this Kevin Hart thing. And there's a couple other ones that are nominated, and it's just like all of a sudden they, you know, they're doing all this nominating where they weren't doing any nominating at all, and now they have a reason for black people especially to not watch on top of the nominations, and now you got like 3.
Okay, as far as I know, black people didn't watch the Oscars to begin with. I mean, yeah, there's a few, but like it's not a huge thing.
Of course it
Amongst
is.
the, you know-
It's a big thing for everybody, especially when you have black entertainers that are being nominated. That's why there was such an outrage, because there were such great performances, and they were trying to see, what are you basing this off of? Because if it's the nominations are based off numbers, you know, how much you've sold, then we already know who's going to win, don't we? Because you can just look at the numbers and see who's winning, because Black Panther outsold everything. So you would think
Yeah, but it's not-
automatically it's going to win. So go ahead.
The problem with the Oscars, like any other fucking awards show, like stand-up comedy contests, is they're based on judges and people. There's really no hard like with football. Whoever's got the most points at the end of the game wins the game. There's nobody, you know. It's really hard, and how can you judge art? You know what I'm saying? It's really fucking stupid.
Right. That's ridiculous. But no, I mean, we'll see what happens. But my point is that there was just not a lot of nominations at all for years, and people were pissed. And now,
Well, yeah, because look who fucking runs Hollywood. It's a bunch of fucking snotty fucking white people.
I think the problem is, and I've said this often before in the past, is most of the writers in Hollywood are people that didn't grow up in an environment where they had a lot of ethnic diversity. So what that means is they don't have a story to tell with this perspective of a black person or a Chinese person in their story. So they just don't write them in. And there's
No.
you know, probably 80% of
it's-
the writers are white, you know, men or
Yeah,
women.
and sheltered. And it's not like they were coming out of, you know, the trailer court or anything like that. You know, like most of there is a prototype that I've seen out here of people that write for TV, that write for late night.
Yeah.
I'm not saying this is 100% of them, but there is a certain type of person. I'll give you an example. They had a thing at a comedy club years ago. It was a show before the show I was on, and it was starring the writers of whatever late night, whatever it was, Conan or Jimmy or whatever show it was at the time. That was their shtick, their selling point. Come in and see these 7 guys do stand-up. Now, some writers are brilliant writers. Doesn't make them good stand-ups. Vice versa. But I think you can take a stand-up and make them a good writer anyway. But they all look the same to me. Like I went and I was there early for my show, and they all look the same. They all look like, when you think about what a TV writer would look like, they look like. So I get what you're saying on that. And I don't think a lot of them were coming out of like, you know, schools that, you know, maybe a lot of diversity. And if they were, then maybe they were kind of sheltered from that. I don't know. I don't know for
I just don't
sure.
think it
I'm
exists.
just we're just bullshitting here.
So-
It's funny too because like, yeah, they write for late night. They write for sitcoms, and of the ones that I know, really good writers, really cool, really funny, but like they don't strike me as having like life experience stuff.
No.
Which, you know, it's if you're able to write, not so you need, maybe you don't need that stuff. I mean, my writing and my stand up is a lot of it's based on my experiences. But but if you don't need it, you don't need it, I guess.
No.
You know, I mean, I don't know. Maybe it's kind of like that guy from high school, you know, that we all hated that, you know, we're at baseball practice, you're there every day and you're kicking ass and you're trying to fucking get better. And then that one kid that just is so talented that he can just show up and pitch and never gets in trouble for missing practice. You know what I'm saying?
Well, there's a lot of nepotism in Hollywood, as I'm sure you know.
Oh, you think?
So
You think?
we know how that goes down over there.
You think?
You know, people don't have to have
Dude,
talent to be making it
No.
out here, dude.
You don't have to have fucking shit. I mean,
gotta
do you
hook
really think this is not a knock on Gwyneth Paltrow? Do you really think she'd be where she is if she wasn't Steven Spielberg's niece?
No. So you have
No.
hookups.
Look at my favorite too. My favorite is the dipshit motherfuckers that changed their name, and they're like, I really wanted to make it on my own. I didn't want to on my dad's name or anything like that. I'm like, I guarantee you used your dad to get auditions, and all this other shit.
But you know what? I
And-
don't see anything wrong with that to an extent. I mean,
dude, if
I've built
this
that.
town is so hard.
I've built that though. You see what I'm saying? I've built. It's just like any
No, I mean-
business. If I built up a company at home of printing T-shirts, and then I have a kid and I want to hook them up.
No, I like I said, I totally get it. I just said that, like, what I'm thinking is these guys are so stupid for not saying they're not going to use it. Why not? You got to use everything you can in this fucking world.
Oh,
you
yeah,
know,
especially
it's
where
it's
you
like
are.
getting in a building, like in the Iron Workers Union, dude. It's a father son deal. If you, you know what I'm saying? Like, use it, and people that, you know, with the actors and all, you know, I didn't. How many terrible comedians do you see out there who are sons of
Somebody who
fucking
can rock.
comedians?
Yeah, that's with actors
Yeah, and
too,
then-
musicians.
And they're getting the fucking stage time, they're getting the fucking auditions, they're getting the parts because of who their fucking family is, and that's just it. Just sucks, dude. That's the way the world works, you know. And the sooner it sucks. I mean, you know, I mean, look at the Matthews family in football. Like they turn out NFL All-Pro players, dude.
That's
you know,
dope, though, man. There's nothing
it
wrong
is.
with
It's
that.
really rad. The only thing my dad ever handed down to me was alcoholism. That's the only thing in my family
we
that
can't all
you know.
have gold and caviar. We have to accept
It's
what we
just-
were given
it's like-
and make
and you get-
something better for ourselves.
Well, it pisses you off because you're working your ass off, and then some jackass with no talent just walks on in and hey, you know. But that's the way the world works. There's
Create
nothing we
your
can do
own
about it.
work. That's what we're doing now. That's all we can do, and that's all we're gonna do. The show's over. It's
Yep.
time to go catch Super Bowl. I don't even know what number this is. Super Bowl 60.
Super Bowl Lee.
Super Bowl letter
L-I-I. Super Bowl
So
lie.
I don't even
Super
know
Bowl
what's happening.
Lie.
Kickoff is in 2 hours. I'm gonna post this show straight up, and so people can watch this tonight. It's Sunday. It's Super Bowl Sunday.
Yeah.
And
Super Bowl.
I'm gonna go and edit this right now, and then I'll pop it up. Hopefully, it'll be ready before the kickoff. So, free pizza and vodka.
Right on, yeah, enjoy the game, dude. It's gonna. I'm looking forward to winning some money, hopefully.
Jonas has a gambling problem, ladies and gentlemen. Send your support. Send your
That's only a
love.
problem when I lose.
Send him flowers. Send him wishes, prayers, and good thoughts. And hopefully he'll win some money so that he can get his car out of impound. So, free
so
pizza
I can
and
go
vodka.
buy some more NA beer.
We're out of here. We'll see you next week. Peace.
All right, later.